Пропустим ее, она потом выступит после таймера. Dear fellow Toastmasters, guests, my name is Tatyana and I'm the current president of Toastmasters Club. And before we start our meeting, I kindly ask you to switch the sounds of your mobile phones off. And for those of you who don't know, but I think everybody knows that we are a part of worldwide organization Toastmaster, which unites about 270,000 members from all over the world. And who knows, what day is it today? I sound like back to school time. Today's Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday, December 21st. And what else is so special about Wednesday 21st? Who knows? Our meeting. Exactly. And also the winter solstice day, which means we have the longest nighttime and shortest daylight time in a year. It's time to make our wishes, make our resolutions, and cherish our dreams. And my first wish today is to proceed to the main part of our meeting. And I'm very happy to invite here our beautiful, wonderful, young, really, Anastasia Grebenyuk. Please welcome Anastasia.
Dear friends, I'm very happy to be here today with you. Today, as Tatiana said, is Christmas. Is our meeting about Christmas and New Year traditions from all over the world. So I hope today we will have a wonderful meeting, and as well we will talk about the New Year traditions in different countries. As you know, here in Russia we have lots of things to do. We have lots of work, and we are not going to celebrate the Christmas Day in 4 days. But I guess somebody will celebrate, but not everyone. In Europe, everywhere in North America is the spirit of Christmas, and I guess people are not working now or maybe finishing their last projects. So, without any further delay, I would like to invite on stage our first role of the day, is the thought of the day, and I would like to invite Clara. She's coming. Okay, so we will invite Clara later, and our dear timer is Yuri Sorokin. So, Yuri, can you come on stage, please? And I asked you to tell us a couple of words about the New Year traditions in China.
Okay, hello everyone. Let's see here and a few traditions of China about a New Year. So they celebrate this holiday during 15 days. The most important thing I think about this. So they dance, go to each other's homes, share meals, and have a lot of traditions connected to dragons and lions. So I think they have time to spend with lions and relatives and dragons, of course. So this is the most important thing I can tell you. And today we don't have 15 days to speech on this stage, so that's why I have some timers, you know. So you all already know, I think, about the low limit and the high limit. When you just go through the low limit, you are good, well done. So you can finish right now. And I will show you this little green bear, and it means that you can go on, relax. The low limit is done. When you will have the half distinction between the low and the high limits, you will see this blue light. It means that you have to prepare to finish your speech. And the last one, the biggest one, is about pink kangaroo for children and future moms. So you have to stop, just end your speech. About the time limits, when you are on the table topic speech, you have from 1 minute to 2 minutes. When you are on a prepared speech, you have from 5 to 7 minutes. I saw the agenda, that's right. And when you are evaluator, you have not more than 3 minutes. Please be patient on this. Thank you.
And now, I would like to invite on stage our dear Ekaterina. Today is Tatiana Nadtochieva. I think it's your line.
Hello.
Hello, Tatiana.
Hello, Anastasia.
Nice to meet you, and I think that you don't have any country to tell us about. Am I right?
Well, actually, I can speak about Russian tradition, about Old New Year. Just few words. Actually,
we have different opinions about Old New Year. Someone can talk about it, but of course, you can add something very important.
Actually, I like Old New Year most of all. In Russia, we have 3 holidays, 3 New Year holidays. And my favorite holiday, New Year holiday, is Old New Year. It is celebrated on the night on 13th and 14th of January. This day, I usually invite my friends and cook vareniki. Actually, these vareniki are with wishes. I like to collect my wishes, and then I write it down on the little papers. I cover these papers with tape, with scotch tape and then foil. And we are eating together this vareniki, and actually this is very funny, and I like this holiday very much.
Thank you very much. And now your role, please.
Okay, my role for today is a counter. I have to listen carefully all the participants of the meeting and fix the filler sounds and filler words. What are filler sounds? Filler sounds are usually appear when we speak and think at the same time. Filler sounds are like and so on. Filler words are usually like this. You know, the thing is no way, so well, but, and so on. When we just study the foreign language, sometimes it can help us to vivid the speech, to use these filler words. Like, by the way, first of all, if you know lots of these filler words, sometimes it can help us. But usually these words are without any sense. That's why, of course, it is better to use pause in spite of these words. And in the end of our meeting, I'll make a short report about these filler sounds and filler words. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tatiana. I hope I won't win this competition today. So now we are inviting on stage our grammarian, the Wordmaster of the day. It's Tatyana. Tatiana, please tell us a few words about Sweden, I guess.
Yes. My country today is Sweden, and Sweden has a New Year and Christmas holiday traditions very similar to other European countries, but a few of them are slightly different and unique. So let me tell you a couple of words about them. Since Sweden is a kingdom, the main Christmas tree is situated nearby a castle where royal family reside. Sweden has its own Santa Claus, and it calls Jultomte, and he looks like a dwarf. And another cute tradition is every Christmas Eve around 3 p.m. whole Sweden family gets together around TV to watch what? To watch a cartoon. It's old Donald Duck Disney cartoon. This tradition came from 50s when it was hard to find cartoon movies, so watching them was kind of sophisticated thing to do. So I think this tradition unites generations, shows the integrity of nations, and demonstrates consistency in habits. So let me tell you a couple of words about my role today. I'm a grammarian, so I'll be listening your speeches and presentations carefully and watch for grammarian mistakes, provide you reports toward the end of the meeting. And as a wordmaster, I will present you a word of the day, and it is bless as a verb and blessing as a noun. Blessing, it came from religious vocabulary, and it means spiritual redemption, mercy, special favor. It's a very holiday, Christmas holiday word, so please use, and I will provide you a report towards the end of the meeting.
I hope that these New Year parties will bless everyone and bring a lot of happiness in 2023 for all of us. And now I'm going to invite on stage our quiz master. It's Anastasia. Russian language. So tell me please about the New Year traditions in Catalonia, I guess.
Both, actually, Italy.
And Italy. Okay, it's Mediterranean countries, so they are similar, but you can tell about one country and one region.
Okay, thank you. Hello, dear Toastmasters. So, it was one. Sorry for this. Actually, since, as Tatiana said, most traditions in the countries within Europe are very similar, I also try to find something interesting and unusual about, first and foremost, Italy. The first thing connected with food is that it was unusual for me. It is eating a kind of porridge that is called lentil. In Russian, it is chichivitsa, with pork. And this porridge symbolizes wealth. So because these small parts of it look like coins. Another thing is that apart from traditional Saint Nicholas and Santa Claus, the Italians also have one women character. And this is the kind of good witch. And the tradition says, and the history of this hero says that actually when these three kings or three magicians that came to visit Christ when he was born, they also went to this woman and they invited her to join, but she was so busy with her household things that she refused. But till now she's working and looking for that very baby, and she's bringing presents for good children. And one more interesting tradition that I found out from my friend, whose husband is from Catalonia, is connected with this. Do you know what is this person? He's actually not like this style. So it's actually it's called Tino Donado. it is this Christmas log that is decorated. Log. And children cover it with a blanket. They sing songs to him, they feed him, and on the Christmas Eve, he like produces presents, small presents, like nuts, sweets, and so on. So my role today is Wordmaster, and I think that this role is mostly related to today's topic because it is like making riddles and so on. So my task today will be to listen carefully to everyone and to check at the end of our today's meeting how attentive you were. And those who will be right and give correct answers, we will get some small and tasty presents.
Thank you very much. Actually, I like very much this role of Quizmaster because it develops our attention and it's very useful in every time in our life, let's say. And now we are looking forward to start the main part of our meeting. And we have 3 speeches today. So without any further delay, I would like to invite on the stage George Perelman. Okay, we'll wait 1 second. Wow. I see that everyone has prepared something except for the Toastmaster of the day, because the Toastmaster of the day came directly from the office with a CV address code. Dear George, I would like to introduce your project. So it's the project which is called Understanding Your Leadership Style. It's the level 2 of Pathways Innovative Planning. And the objectives of the project is to identify your primary leadership style. George Perelman, Cosmos New Year. Cosmos New Year, George Perelman.
Thank you, fellow Toastmaster, guests, Toastmasters. Imagine you are cosmonauts and you are going to celebrate New Year in the cosmos. Yeah. How would you do it? There are some questions. When are you going to celebrate New Year? Just remember that international spaceship have 16 times around the Earth that day. When would you celebrate? When?
In the morning.
All around. Every time. 16 times?
Yeah.
Great. So they decide to celebrate it 3 times. Why 3? You know? Right? Yes. Why? Right. You know, you've been there? So they have Moscow time, they have German time, and they have Washington time in the United States. Then, how to decorate International Space Station? How to decorate it? It's going to New Year. Because just remember that they don't have spare weight to bring there. So they couldn't take some stuff there. It's one way to do it, another. They can draw something, they can cut something, they have garbage and so on. So yeah. So if you have time and you will do something, and they do it also.
And then how to prepare table with some food and so on. Just remember that they don't have table. How to prepare it. And they don't have pasta. Just remember more, they don't have gravity there. So if you put something on the table, it will fly up there. Pasta will divide it into some pastas. Flying around. So what they did previous New Year, they cooked in Russian called shuba salad, because it sticks to each other. So you should find products that can glue to each other, stick, and that it will be in one part, and you will another way you will find it over there. So it's interesting that there are different ways how to celebrate New Year, and I'd like to tell you that cosmonauts, in my opinion, has completely different way of celebrating. Just imagine it and feel that we are lucky that we can celebrate it without any constraints that they have there. Thank you.
Question, not about your speech, but about some New Year traditions of one country that you have chosen, that I have chosen. Tell us about that.
I'd like to tell that Spain has the right tradition, Christian traditions of celebrating Christmas. They spend it at home. They don't go for a walk at New Year. They spend at home, and for example, 3 hours before Christmas and after it, there is calm on the streets. There is nothing in the streets. They have regular ways to celebrate, like through or some lights, or some games and some stuff at home, at the table, so on. But their culture needs to spend it at home. It's nice. It's not great. We also like to celebrate at home, but they do it completely. That's the issue. And then they can with friends, relatives, and so on. So suddenly, if you have time to celebrate it, you can do it as Spanish people do there. Just try.
Now we have our second speaker for today. It's Ekaterina Dymova. We also have something to tell about one country where Kate's Middleton came from. So tell us a few words.
Yeah, I'm going to tell a few phrases of the UK, as you can. They also, like all over the Western world, the main celebrations, the main holiday is Christmas Day, but also they like New Year, especially young generation. And from my experience, when I was there, it was exactly the Yuri and Christmas usually. And I was surprised. It was 2016, and in Russia, in Moscow, to be exact, we didn't have yet some lights, than anywhere. But there, I was really surprised that each and every street has their own own style. And they even have kind of opening ceremony before the lights are going on. And this performance usually they have a lot of approximately 10 or 12 something. And from the end of November till middle of December, almost each third day they have kind of ceremony, again, opening ceremony, when they present the street and this lights are coming on and this wonderful time. And also, I would like to tell two traditions that they have. Not special, but still very interesting. And some of these traditions we actually took, and we also have the same. For example, when the Big Bang they usually open the back door and they say bye, hold yeah. And when the last straw is coming, they usually open the front door and say hello, say you here. And in this particular time, it's a nice tradition, it's a good sign. If somebody, young man, I don't know why, don't ask me, young man with dark hair should enter and it will be a very nice sign. And usually they say, okay, now we're going to have success all over this year. And another tradition also we have with my family, for example, we every year we have the same. We use this tradition when a young couple stay under their child door, and they kiss, for example. Yeah, I know I'm about to finish. They can have, and they're going to have wonderful relationship over this year during this year. That's it. Sorry for my
It was very interesting, and now I would like to. I'm the French speaker, and now I would like to introduce your speech. It's level 1 of the pathway presentation mastery, project number 1, client feedback, and the objective of the project is to practice a client feedback. So the price is high, the reward is great. Ekaterina,
thank you. Hello, audience. So probably some of you knows Maya Angelou. She was an American memorial human rights activist and popular one. One of your interviews, she said, "You are only free when you realize you belong to a place, belong to a place strikes. So what is great? When I put, I thought, because belonging is essential. What kind of world would it be if we belong nowhere? Probably it would be just a bunch of lonely people, right? So I couldn't accept her idea, even though I loved her. I truly believe that human beings are designed in such a way that we are always looking for a place where we want to be. Or a group of people who want to be with. You can't be separated from everyone and the fact that's. And in order to figure out if I decided to ask myself a few questions, and I invite you to ask the same questions. Do I really belong. No. Have I ever experienced a sense of belonging to any place or just one thing? And I really belong to this. And here is what I managed to do. First of all, I was absolutely sure that I don't have a lot of fear to just and second of all, I do get that belonging to any place where I've been. I thought when I was this crazy that was because I actually all my trips were very short. They one for 2 weeks. That's the maximum was 3 weeks. Only in 2015, when another wave of soul searching and self discoveries were following, I decided to quit my job and moved somewhere. And I don't know, I didn't come up with anything more original than London, where I moved. I spent there about 3 months. And although I felt in love with London, I didn't get this feeling. However, this long trip only intensified my desire to focus. My next destination was Australia. Yes, something I studied at uni and sensation, parties, wonderful weather, wonderful, irresistible surface, and by the end of second year, I was absolutely sure my brain where I worked, I loved it. However, when this whole was over, suddenly, because maybe it was 2020 and people remember now everywhere. The city was very street walked down, and I didn't notice how loneliness and depression swept for me, and I in one moment I even thought I'm nowhere, nobody. And it's not even was about next to somebody next to me, right? It was mostly about me and the world, one on one. And in this case, I had no opportunity to take a step back in where comfort zone and all people, my family, at least. Nobody again. And I thought a lot. I had a lot of reflections on what I was doing and what I was doing and what should I do, all this job searching and so on and so on. And one moment I got the feeling that my mind, it was like all consciousness, and where you think in different unusual way, and you look at people and events on a different angle, and suddenly again I realized that
don't wait to feel uncomfortable and you this feeling, belonging feeling everywhere. And Australia is great. It was the very first place where I learned how to belong to myself. Largely because I have a lot of people there. And one moment again, I got this feeling of freedom, absolute freedom, because in my I and so you feel comfortable with yourself, you can that where you are, because you can't make any what is the
Thank you speech very much because I think also that it's very important to find a place where you feel comfortable. And now I would like to invite on stage our third speaker is Anastasia. Tell us about your favorite country, right? So
Point of order, please, Madam Toastmaster. Could we have the speakers standing a little bit closer, like where you are? Because we can't hear very well. I think the sound is better if you're closer to the camera. Thank you.
Like this?
Yes, it sounds better.
All right, but if I move, do not interrupt me, please.
Thank you, Miles. So tell us a little bit about the Christmas traditions of Peru, and then I will introduce your speech.
So hi, in Peru, we celebrate Christmas as you will celebrate New Year. So we celebrate Christmas Eve, let's say. So we welcome 24th night until midnight, and we actually count like 5, 3, 2, 1, Merry Christmas. And actually it's very funny because at midnight, once, it's after midnight, is when really Christmas happens. So our Christmas is not the next morning, like in the States, or, in every country. It is actually after midnight. So actually after midnight, we have dinner, the Christmas dinner, it's crazy, the Christmas dinner. And we do the exchange of presents after midnight, like at 1, we go cheer with the neighbors. So you stay up all night, basically. And the funniest thing is that in Peru is a hot country. So December is summer. But the tradition, for some reason, is to drink hot chocolate. And you will think people won't drink it, but we do. We drink it a lot. We're sweating, but we're still drinking hot chocolate. Because of the tradition, and we really like it. It's one of my favorite holidays, and it is the most popular holiday, and this in Peru. Yeah. I'm gonna move around, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean right now.
No, I mean Peru in the 20th.
Yeah, we have it all December basically until January, and yeah, so in theory, you should have your Christmas tree, and you have like this also like a representation of when Jesus was born, because we are Catholic, so that's why we have this. Although it's a Catholic tradition to do all of these and these celebrations, it doesn't matter whether you're Catholic or not. We all are into these celebrations, and even people who are from different religions. I mean, maybe not Muslims, but we don't have those. So.
That sounds wonderful, and I would like to introduce your speech. It's level 1 of level 2. Okay, it's a mistake. Thank you very much. Level 2 of project is communicational style, and the purpose of the project is to identify your communication style. Talk to me.
Communication is key. The person who handles a good word can communicate effectively will be the person who would be able. Sorry, but there's too much noise. So the person who holds a good communication style will be able to connect, will be able to develop long relations, friendship, and do not forget job opportunities, network. So being a good communicator is important, right? So, but we are all people different. All people is its own universe. So wait, thank you. But in every country we have, oh, you can follow me. Every country has its own mentality and their own way of thinking. So if you go from country to country, people will change their mentality. So that means that your communication should be different. I'm going to tell you the story of how I have been, what is my journey when it comes to my communication style. As you know, I come from Peru. I grew up in a more or less traditional family. So being a woman there was not a plus for me. Growing up with my brothers, I was always second place, but I was the second child. So among my brothers and I still hold my ground, but not in front of my parents. So I had to fight for my right to be at the same level. I had to be strong. I have to be very direct. And also because I communicated with a lot of boys in my neighborhood and my friends and my family, a lot of male dominated family. I communicated with a lot of guys, and the way guys communicate is very rough. So that is also my way to communicate. I'm very direct. So that's my first style of communication. I would say my natural style of communication. I'm a very direct person. So if you want to talk to me, which I encourage you to do, I'm always looking to talk to people. You should tell me what you need from the start, not walking around beside the car. Do not walk me around too much because I'm going to ask you because I'm very direct. So I'm going to ask you. So once we get out of the way of what you need, what you want, if I can help you, I will. And if I know, I will give you advice. But I need to know from the start. When it comes to work, I go first. I used to go first, down to business first, so I can have time to relax after. Because I do enjoy relaxing a lot and doing nothing. And for that to be able to do, I need to do things very quickly. When it comes to teams, I do things very quick, and then we can relax and we can chill. But this style of communication outside of my household was also not very easy, because as a female in Peru, in a middle class, I was a middle class family, but I grew up in a more or less poor neighborhood. So women were very submissive and quiet. I was not like that. So I was harshly criticized by everybody, including my mother. I was harshly criticized and asked to change many times so people could. And I want them to talk to me, and I want people to like me. So I changed. And I changed so many times throughout my school, throughout high school, throughout university, that at some point, I didn't know what I was. I didn't know who was Anna. I didn't know. I lost myself in that process because I was trying so hard to please people. I didn't please myself. I didn't know who I was. So I spent a fair amount of years trying to be comfortable with who I am. And at the beginning, I wasn't sure if I liked myself because so many criticisms, right? Because at work, people would say that I was too bossy, but nobody would fire me because I got results. People would let me do whatever I wanted. So I did. I did whatever I wanted. When it comes to university, people would get sometimes offended if I was too straightforward. So I try to adapt, and I'm also an extroverted person. So I became, my second natural style is an initiator. Because I believe in my mind, if you don't go for things, who will? If you want something, you have to go for it. So I do. I go for the things I want. So I'm the first who starts things. And so this combination of being an initiator and being a direct person, it's a very, I suppose, logical combination, but also very strange. Because when I'm talking to someone friendly, and then we start working, I change a little bit, and people get confused, and they can get offended. So over the last few years, I've been working on how I can approach, how can I listen and understand. And it took me time, because you would compare to yourself. Why this person cannot do the work? Why is this so hard? I can do it. But we are all different. So over time, I was able to manage to understand more people and to listen to people and to understand where they are coming from. And not only that, but the biggest step I took was to understand myself. And with time, I realized that I do like myself. I keep myself entertained all the time, which is exactly the way I communicate. I say things directly, but I need to be constantly motivated and constantly entertained for me to be able to continue doing something. So I find the ways that I can do that. So nobody, it doesn't depend on anybody to entertain me, I entertain myself. So that way I can continue with my projects and my tasks. What I'm trying to tell you is that there is no really best formula for what is your best communication style, how you should be. There's no such a thing. You are who you are, and at this point at age, we are already older people, so it's maybe too late. We are who we are. The point is, understand who you are. And once you understand who you are, try to see how that fits in certain scenarios. And as I said before, be flexible, be adaptable. You can be strong or harsh or whatever, but you can still be polite. You can still be respectful. And you can mellow down and adapt to other people's communication. So you can also respect the other person's style of communication, which was something that took me a lot of time. And I know a lot of people who don't understand this yet, that it's not only about you, it's also about how you communicate with others and how you respect their own communication styles and how you assess that, whether they need reinforcement or whether they need more data to understand the problem or not. Adaptability, it is something that I always had. And it's one of my biggest strengths. But there is a limit to how adaptable you should be. And the limit should be when you know that the changing yourself means to actually losing yourself. And that should be the limit. And that is my limit. So please be flexible, be adaptable, but most importantly, be yourself. And to be yourself, you need to know who you are. So do the research. Thank you very much.
Very much. I think that it's very important to be adaptable, and I understood it maybe this year or even last year. So I lived a lot of years of my life without this feeling of the importance of being adaptable. I know that one person came a little bit later, but we would like to invite, however, Clara. Because you have the thought of the day. So the stage is yours.
Hi. So, today I'm going to talk about how we celebrate Christmas and New Year in my country. In my country, that's Tanzania. Tanzania is located in Africa, in the eastern part. So, the way we celebrate Christmas and New Year is almost the same. We, around the Christmas period, we usually buy the Christmas tree, just like almost everyone in the world. We decorate it and keep it in our homes. But again, unlike most places, we we don't expect any presents under the tree, anything like that. And yeah, most children also don't know anything about Santa Claus or anything like that. We don't have that tradition so much. But what children usually expect a lot from Christmas and New Year is just a new outfit for them to wear that day, and that's usually what makes them happy a lot. And sometimes if they don't get that new outfit, they might really cry and it'll be a bad day for them. So that's usually the main thing that I usually expect from that day. So how we celebrate, most of us usually celebrate it a little bit religiously, usually either on Christmas Eve or on Christmas morning, or even both. Usually go to mass first and celebrate it in church. For us personally, we usually go in the Christmas Eve and celebrate till midnight, and then go back home and again celebrate it a bit till somewhere 3 p.m. We just do something, drink some, get some drinks, eat some bites, celebrate, tell each other Merry Christmas, and then we just go to sleep. Then when we wake up, it's a celebration again because it's Christmas again. So on Christmas Day, we usually celebrate it as a family. We usually buy a lot of food, cook a lot of food, buy a lot of drinks and junk food and all of that. And usually we usually also invite other people from other family members or sometimes friends and celebrate in union. Sometimes we just be a family, sometimes we are the ones invited. Usually celebrate in that way. And some families prefer to celebrate outside, maybe in restaurants or beaches, somewhere just to have fun. And particularly New Year is also the same, almost the same thing. So yeah, like mostly it's these 2 days are actually very big in my country, and just there are days where we just meet together, eat a lot of food, and kids have their new outfits, and yeah, we just have this big happy family. We also have when we eat the food that we usually eat, it's called pilau. It's one of the best, let's say, the most celebratory foods that we usually eat in my country. It's usually like brown rice mixed with meat, spices, and potatoes. Yeah, that's usually the main meal on that day, the Christmas, New Year, even other big celebrations. So yeah, that's how we celebrate it.
Much. Now it's time to have a break. We have 10 minutes and it's 20. Dear friends, the break is over, so we are going to start our table topic session, and we have our member who is online today. Hi, Miles. I hope one day you will be in person here in Moscow, but you are still online. So tell me please a little bit about the New Year traditions in Canada.
We don't hear you.
You are muted.
And
You are muted.
We can't hear you, you're muted.
That we can understand that this space a little bit upset.
Can we unmute him?
Okay, sorry about that. Pardon me, learning the technology, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you very much, Privet. Oki, Donatada, and hello and greetings. Namwayut, in the words of Chief Joseph of the west coast of Canada, Namwayut means we are all one. And it's my pleasure to be Table Topics Master. Briefly about traditions here in Canada. Sorry, I'm struggling with the technology as usual. What the heck? Sorry. So in Canada, we have two founding pillars. There's the French Canadians arrived actually before the British, and before the French, of course, there were the First Nations who have been in Canada for tens of thousands of years. The French came in the 1700s. They had a war with the British, 1750 to 1763. They're called the 7 Years' War. And we have traditions from both traditions. Let me just try this screen sharing again. And I'll lead into my table topics as well. So one of the French traditions is a dish called tourtière. As it says here, it's enjoyed as part of feasting at Christmas time. The Catholic Québécois, the people of Quebec, have this meat pie on midnight on Christmas Eve. And I guess at Réveillé, which is a traditional Christmas Eve, it's made of pork and vegetables and other meats, maybe moose and some vegetables. Now, if you're in Western Canada, if you come to visit me when I get the direct flights from Moscow to Calgary happening, I'll take you on a sleigh ride at Lake Louise, Alberta, which is about an hour, 2 hours west of where I live. And in fact, we did this sleigh ride about a little over 10 years ago, and the two horses then, these are the same horses, they're named Mo and Joe. So it's a tradition for people in my city of Calgary to go up to visit the Banff National Park. Okay. Now, let's close that, and I want to move into the table topics. Now I'll ask everybody to come up to towards where the camera is, because that way we can hear you better. And also, what is table topics? Well, table topics is speaking extemporaneously. How's that for a fancy word? Extemporaneously. A professor, Jordan Peterson, is an example. He's from the University of Toronto. He's quite famous worldwide, at least in the English-speaking world, with his 12 Rules for Life book. And he's a bit controversial, but one of the things I appreciate is he talks about the importance of managing relationships. And in fact, he says, you know, we in the West have mismanaged our relationship with Russia, and we need to work on that. And this is a good time for truth and reconciliation at Christmas. Now, I do need to ask if there's any guests who would like to participate in this event, which consists of coming up and speaking for at least 1 minute to a maximum of 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, you'll get the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, you will get a yellow card. And at 2 minutes, you will get a red card. So I'll ask if any guests would like to participate, but you will have to come up on your own volition. But first, let me get somebody who's experienced to show you what it's like. So to begin with, how about if I call our timer, Yuri, if you could give the cards to somebody else, I'll have you come up and let you participate here with the first question. Just come on up by the, stand closer to the microphone if you would please, because we need to be able to hear you. Oh, there we go. Here's the
So
first
don't worry, I
one.
can use this like this.
All right. On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. Talk about a memorable gift you either gave someone or you received. And by the way, that's me and my brother. I'm the little guy. So again, Yuri, talk about a memorable gift either given or received.
Miles, thanks for this question. I was dreaming about a good present for this New Year, so you just give me a chance to dig in my memories. So it seems to me that I received something special on some of New Year's in the past, but really I don't remember what exactly it was. But I remember the feelings that I used to feel that time. It was about a good holiday. It was about a cold winter. It was about the smell of the tree. It was about a parent's love. It was about constructor Lego. And it was about sweet mandarins and tasty olivier. And you know, the most important present that I have been given was this memory that I can remember during through a lot of times, through a lot of years after. So that was the most memorable gift for me from my parents, I think.
Wonderful. Thank you, Yuri.
So you can
Great
see the
job.
other people.
All right. So that's how it's done. And we will be voting using the QR code at the end. So keep track. And who do you think you're going to give your vote to? Is there a guest who would like to try? I see Alla in the audience, or oh, here somebody's coming up.
Hello,
Very good.
Let me try.
Please introduce yourself.
Yuri, my name is Yuri. Second one.
Okay, it's another Yuri. Well, welcome, Yuri. Wonderful to have you. So here is your challenging question. And the question is, would you like to escape to the tropics at this time of year? And why or why not?
Okay. Okay. As far as I understand, I should move up to the microphone, yes?
That's great. Yes, very good.
Okay, let's assume I've fed up of monotonous winter dark days here in Moscow, and I would love to go to Mexico, to Cancun, to change the environment. Warm weather, warm water, beach, blue sky, the sun, the blue sky, palms, etc. Happy people. So that's it. I've never been, have to say frankly, I've never been to Cancun. So as far as I have heard, it's quite a nice place to rest. Maybe someone of colleagues have been to Cancun. Maybe they can tell about it, many interesting stories, but I have not so far. So briefly, I would love to go to the tropics for a couple of weeks. Thanks.
Wonderful. Bravo. Yes, Yuri, I agree. This morning it was minus 32. I think it's warmed up to minus 30 Celsius. So it's pretty chilly here in Nadtochieva, also known as Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Is that Ella in the front seat? Yes, Ella, come on up. Here's one for you. Oh,
So what is my question?
so Ella, here's my family. That's me on the left, the little boy on the left. And there's my great aunt Gladys. And Christmas is a time to gather with family. Tell us about special people you will remember at this time of year. A special person or people you'll remember this time of year.
You're quite right saying that it's the time to be with your family. So very close to me were the years when I was with my husband, and at first we visited the theater, then we returned to celebrate, sorry, not Christmas, but the New Year, and it was our family gathering. That's why I remember special people, special person, my husband, and it was really a pleasure for us to be together, and that's what I remember. So thank you for your question.
Thank you, Ella. Beautiful. Yes, we celebrate Christmas is the biggest holiday, where, as I understand, New Year's is the big holiday in Russia, followed by then Christmas on January 7th. And that's because you follow the Georgian calendar, which I'm told came to be in 1578. I'm sorry, the Georgian calendar, the church is following the Julian calendar, which was from Julius Caesar. Then in 1528, we got the Gregorian calendar, which is what we are using in the West. And the Church of Eastern Greek Orthodox Church still adheres to the old calendar. So, thank you. Now let's move on to how about an online guest, Tatyana Nadtochieva. Would you like to
Hello.
participate?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So here's what we do is hang stockings over the fireplace, if we have a fireplace, or on the railing, or mistletoe, which is it's a plant. And if you are standing under the mistletoe, somebody can give you a kiss. What special decoration will you hang this year? Tell us about it.
Well, actually, this year I'm in the house of my mother, and I'm very happy that I'm here in Rostov. This is my native city, and I will have the New Year party with my mother. Actually, we have just we decorated a little bit our flat with lights, and mother decided to put the New Year tree a little bit later on the 25th of December. As for me, I like to decorate my flat as much early as I can, because I like this nice decoration. It helps me to feel a good mood. But I'm here like a guest. Actually, I like New Year, and the most important thing is that I'm with my family. And a year ago, that there was trouble that my mother had COVID-19, and I'm very happy that she is alive and I'm here with her. Thank you.
Wonderful. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Sounds like you'll have a wonderful time. How about Alexandra Martinik, also online? Would you like to try? It's
Okay.
optional. Oh, good.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can. And
Well,
where are
can
you
see my
calling
mask?
in from? Oh, there's your
Ding, ding,
decoration.
ding, ding, ding. The best I can do. Yeah, speaking about
Okay.
New Year, look what I have. Yeah, before you
Okay, go ahead.
before you
What do you
ask
got?
the question,
Sure.
please let me show you the souvenir from Munich. Look.
Oh,
Yeah. Two
super.
angels.
A snow globe, an angel in a snow globe.
Yep.
Well, welcome, Alexandra. Where are you calling in from?
Thank you. I'm calling from Moscow, or maybe
Very
from
good.
Brazil, or I'm not sure yet.
Okay, Alexandra, here's your question. Shall we build a snowman or go tobogganing? Do you know this word tobogganing?
Maybe I heard it. I'm not sure. I need to ask you what this means.
Okay, a toboggan, I believe it is a First Nations Indian word from North America, and it's a wooden sled with a curled front end. It's just flat bottom with of curling wood for the front. So it's not a great photograph here, but if I zoom in, you see that? That's a toboggan. And you sit on that and you go sliding down the hill. Or should we build a snowman?
Oh,
what shall we do?
Thank you for these two wonderful options. And I'm sure I would choose both, if that's only allowed. Yeah, I would go down on this toboggan thing, and then I will be a snow woman myself, because probably, luckily, I will fell down, and will be all laughing, happy, and wrapped in snow. Then someone will miss me for a snow woman and kiss me, probably under the mistletoe. So it's going to be a mess. Yeah, I'm sure. So looking forward for that. That's my reply.
Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you, Alexandra.
Yeah. And
quite the story.
as a conclusion, can I please show you the wonderful Christmas card I found tonight? This is the postcard from one of Toastmaster members that I received last year. And it's precious in a way, because it's written something with mistakes, with grammatical mistakes and logical mistakes, whatnot, but it's so precious. And please, I would like to read out it's all for you, because I wish you that as well. And I would like to bless you with my blessing. So it goes like this. Dear Alexandra, or dear any Toastmaster member in the universe, health to you with a missing letter in a word. Wealth to you and the best life can give to you. Happy New Year. So mistakes doesn't matter, but your heart matters. Happy New Year and happy Merry Christmas approaching us. So bless you, dears. Bless you all.
Bless you.
Goodbye.
Blessings to you. Blessings. And Alexandra, that's wonderful. And thank you for sharing that card. Now,
Thank you for your kindness.
my pleasure. Okay, I think we have time for one more. And is there a volunteer? Anybody want to come up out of the audience, or do I have to pick somebody? How about the Quizmaster, or who's this?
Yeah.
Is that Paulina?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Here we are, Paulina. This one's for you. Send Christmas or holiday cards or use email. What is best and why? Christmas or holiday cards sent in the mail, the old traditional post office, or use email? What's best and why? Paulina.
Miles, thank you for this question. Of course, I think that sending a real New Year card or a Christmas card is much more better than texting an email. Of course, it's just more romantic, I think. And as for me personally, I don't like chatting in social media or using it. It's better to communicate with people in real life. It's better to write letters, maybe. Truly said, I haven't done it for a long time, but maybe my New Year wish would be to do that. And also, when you send a card, you can draw something in this card by your hands. Of course, you can do something in Photoshop or use other tools to do the same for the electronic card. But I think it's cooler to use colorful pens and whatever to draw a real beautiful and send it. But unfortunately, we have problems with posts now. Might be a little difficult, for example, to send the card to another country. If you have a friend here, if I'll send it now, I think it will be there like maybe the next month or next month. Overall, it's better to write than draw something by your heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paulina. Wonderful. Good advice. Okay, I will now, if I can figure this out, stop my screen sharing.
We don't have time, Miles. You can finish. And it's 6 in the year. Finish.
Sorry, what was that?
It's so.
I'm done. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Miles.
I couldn't quite understand what the instruction was that I was getting. I wasn't hearing very clearly. Did we want to do one more, or?
No, the time is over, unfortunately.
Very good. I thought so.
Thank you very much for this wonderful table topic session. And dear Toastmasters, here you have this QR code. Please scan it and vote for the best table topic of the year, not of the year, but of our meeting today. So I would like to invite on stage our general evaluator. It's Dymova. My favorite country is Russia. So you how the my favorite Russian traditions, the Christmas tradition, come close to my family and be together with them, with my nephews, with my mother, sister, and grandmother. So we are together, we are happy, and spend time, share presents with each other, and it's so so sweet for me and cozy. So I will remember this time every day after Christmas. So my role today is General Evaluator, and I want to share a few words before we start the general part of our Toastmasters session, feedback session. So I would like to invite to the stage one by one. At first, it would be personal evaluators for 3 speakers for today, and then I would like to invite to the stage other experts like Grammarian, and the last one is Master. It's showing for you. It's okay. Yes, it's there. So let's begin. I would like to ask to the stage. First, personal evaluator is Daniel. Stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Alina. Dear Toastmasters, dear George, what an unorthodox speech devoted to understanding your leadership style we heard tonight. You didn't mention the leadership style by name at all, but your whole speech was devoted to the leadership. You used which I liked a lot, by the way, you used that symbol of a huge, enormous, limitless space cosmos as your canvas for your speech. And you skillfully portrayed different images on that canvas. One could say you painted. I perhaps would use a different way to describe it. I would say you managed to embroider 3 different huge picturesque images. The first image is the image of communication, which is incredibly important in any leadership, as we know, because in this club, we don't only practice the public speaking skills, but we also try to be better leaders. And we all know that communication is the foundation of any leadership. And by giving us that image of the individuals from 3 different backgrounds, 3 different countries, 3 different cultures, being sent to the space, all in solitude, just to themselves, is a great way to present the importance of communication. The second image that you gave us was the image of, I would like to describe it, of the limited resources. And again, you managed enormously successfully to underscore the importance of the thrifty approach to what we have. Thirdly, you mentioned the absence of the table. And one could think of a table to eat, one could think of a ranking table. In the space, everyone is equal. And that's what to me is important. And that's the message that I want from your speech. Perhaps one piece of advice that I would like to give to you is it would be nevertheless helpful to hear a bit of a reference to your project per se. And if you used the reference to the project and added more personal touch and provided personal examples, your speech would have been even more impactful and powerful.
Daniel, thank you very much. And the next one is our online speaker. Alexandra Serebrova is personal evaluator of Ekaterina Dymova's speech. Please, Alexandra, welcome to the online stage.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much, dear Alina. Dear Alina, hello. You look great. You all look great. I am enjoying seeing you all in the audience. And I hope you can see and hear me. Oh, I need to confess. When I knew that I was going to evaluate Ekaterina Dymova again, already had the greatest pleasure of being her personal evaluator. Hi, Kat. Yes, my heart was overjoyed because I feel such empathy to Katya. I don't know, when she's on the stage, I can see the flower blossoming. I don't know. I'm sure she will do so much better in the future, but what we see now is amazing already. Then I want to make another confession. Today I also enjoy, and it's nice for me, and I hope it's going to be just a little bit funny and curious for you as well. So I was enjoying, like we all, watching Katya on the stage, while I heard practically nothing. So yes, I was to evaluate her speech, not her exemplary outfit, her wonderful smile, her posture, her hair and style and all that. Yes, I enjoyed that greatly, but I couldn't hear Katya at all, practically at all. So I guessed something and I missed more than I wanted to. But what I want to confess again, as an online member of audience, I had every right and every piece of freedom just to turn away, to go out. No one saw me. Well, I cannot hear anything. Yeah, what to do? Maybe not to waste my time and just go drink tea. I couldn't do that, Katya. I couldn't drag my eyes off you. How you used the space, how you really occupied the stage, how you performed using your gestures with practically every phrase that you wanted to underline. You were dragging our attention, not only to yourself, but to your speech, I'm sure. And what I am confident with is that you benefited from making this speech greatly. I could see how you are enjoying making this speech because you were confident, you were totally well prepared, and I'm sure without actually hearing anything that it was an amazing speech, and I am confident because you were confident. So thank you, and please prosper again. The third time I'm your personal evaluator. I want to hear it all because tonight I enjoyed seeing you, dear Katya, and all of you. Happy New Year. God bless you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Alexandra. I don't know if you can see me. Thank you.
So the last one, personal evaluator for today is Anna Rubinina. Please welcome to the stage.
Okay. Communication is key. And what is feedback? Feedback is the foundation of future improvements. Dear Anna, dear Toastmasters, today Anna came up with a very motivational and uplifting speech that was a true example of a motivational speech. Now, let me tell you what I liked in your speech. It got quite a clear structure, and what I like the best, the personal stories, the dramatic stories that I like, how you struggled in your childhood with your brothers, how you struggled at work being too direct and offending your colleagues, then how you struggled to find yourself, your communication style. So these stories were very great. Then you gave us the tips how to become a better communicator. We should understand, know ourselves, then learn, find out how to behave in different situations. Then, third thing, okay, be flexible and adaptable. And what's the most important thing is to respect other people. So in communication process, you're not alone. Yes, you face other people, so respect their communication. And the third thing I would also like to notice was your stage presence. So I could witness you throughout a year, even more. And at the beginning, you had a rather laid-back attitude, yes? And now you face the audience more, I don't know how to say it. So you lean to the audience more, and your stage presence is more, serious. It's not so laid back, it's more serious, and that's how you sound more credible to the audience. So that was a good point. Now they feel for improvement. Okay, it was a process on communication style, how to find your communication style. So you make a motivational speech, you had a great message. And I think you should work more with your emotions. You could sound even more motivational, So you might try to play with the vocal variety, probably to act some dialects with the people. And at some points, make more sound, more volume, or more emotions. You know how to do it. So, and one more thing, you started with a very catchy phrase, like communication is key. I think it might be good to fit it into the ending, so to make it free. So to sum up, great message, good structure, good stage presence, and so make it even better.
Very much, Anna. So, of course, we are out of time. The next one is our counselor, our expert, Tatyana Nadtochieva. Please, online.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, thank you very much. In general, today the speeches were quite clean. The prepared speeches were well prepared, and speakers used the minimum quantity of filler sounds and filler words. The winners who used the minimum amount of filler sounds and filler words were Miles Flake, Daniel Zakharov, and Alan and Anna Rubinina. The filler sound of the day for today is the sound R. It was used 21 times, and the sound R. It was used 16 times. And for the whole meeting, the filler word of the day is the word "and." It was used 9 times, and the word "so." It was used 17 times. Thank you very much.
Tatiana, and I would like to welcome to the stage Tatyana Gladysheva is our expert of Grammarian.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, I'll be very brief. Just a few remarks. Bless you. By the way, bless was the word of the day, and I have heard that word just once, correct me if I'm wrong. And that Anastasia, the one who used that. I see you're the winner. As for Grammarian, as for grammar, the food, the spaceman used in the space, it's not a pasta. Pasta is a dish made from flour, similar to macaroni, but it's a food paste or food spread. Not relatives, but relatives. Some of you know, some of you, that is the wrong way. Some of you know, some of you know, because this is plural. Not 1 on 1, but 1 to 1. That's it. I'm done with my report.
And our timer, please come on stage, Yuri Sorokin.
Hello, one more time. My little bad guys. So, it seems to me that a lot of you have time problems. First of all, I would mention that some people has arrived after the beginning. It's not about my role, but it's about time. You should be more polite to your colleagues maybe, but if you will be on time, you will know what slides do I have. So it will be just a little bit more comfortable to you. About the time, it seems to me that we had a problem connected to the first question about the condition, because that's why we had a lot of extra time on this stage. It's not bad. I don't know what rules do we have about this, but if we talk about the prepared speech, no one has the right limit. So we had one less time. It's about 4 minutes and 60 seconds. Yeah, it's about you. And we have two speeches that was more than 7.5 minutes. So you have 8 minutes and you get 8 minutes 20 seconds. And I will mention about the first question that you have also had a time. That's not important because we always have some time to talk. And I'm not sure that the time on the agenda is particularly right, because we have only 15 minutes to the judges, to the elevators, and of course we have a Quizmaster, so it's less than we should have. 3 and 3, 9, and we are preparing. It's about 12 minutes, and 3 experts and Quizmaster, so we don't have enough time. And I think that's all. Yeah.
Just a few words before we start a very interesting part of our meeting. I would like to say thank you for all who prepared this meeting, because it's beautiful. We have 3 speakers. We have almost full roles. So great job. What I want to say, positive energy from the beginning, from President. Thank you very much. Sleep and this New Year's decoration, very good. And thank you very much for sharing your screen, Miles, because it was nice to see our post from Instagram on the screen. What we should do better next time? both staff should be prepared before the meeting, like banner, kind of slides, and so on. Where is the newcomers today? I see just one, and we didn't ask him to the stage. Maybe we can ask him later. And I hope we solve this issue at the end of this year or the beginning of the next year. So, in general, meeting was very good. And I hope our meeting will be the same and more energetic and more powerful next year. So, I would like to ask to the stage the last Quizmaster, Anastasia, please. So it's this time now. And the first question is, the tradition of what country did Tatiana told us in the beginning of the first part? So, it's easy. Second one is, how many times does a spaceship go around the Earth within a day? I don't know who was the first, actually. That's right. 16. I heard it was the same, sorry. What meal or what kind of dish was eaten last year on the spaceship by the crew? Yes, exactly. Serebrova was almost like almost correct. What point did Ekaterina Dymova disagreed about from this quote that she told us? Belong to the one place. Yes. Yes. What kind of strange tradition connected with food or drinks, maybe, is about Peru that Anna told us? Yes, correct. And what season does December refer to in Peru? Yes, correct. How does Anna describe your style, communication style? With one word. Yes, I think our first. And what was the message at the end of Anna's speech, kind of advice? Be yourself. Not exactly. Be flexible. Yes, correct. Be adaptable. Correct. And I think the last one would be what did Ekaterina Dymova found special about Christmas decorations in the United Kingdom? What was it? Was in the streets lights? Yes, different lights. Yes. So I think this will be now. One more. Oh, one more. Okay. Then yes, I have one more. I really liked what Clara shared with us about relations of Tanzania because I knew nothing about it. And I found something not strange, unusual for me, some traditions that completely differ from what we do or what we expect in the Christmas and New Year time. Did someone notice this? What was unusual about tradition or things that people, children in Tanzania have that completely differs from what we have in Russia? All children are waiting for, yes. New clothes. It was more about gifts, what I meant, and yes. Sure. Yeah, yeah.
So thank you. Let's go.
So thank you very much. I would like to ask to the stage our villain president, Tatyana. What?
Can I invite to the stage Anna Gonzalez, please? We are going to make one very important announcement and voting. We're going to conduct a voting. As a president, I am resigning from this position and delegating the presidency to Anna Gonzalez. And as the president.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to stay in the executive committee and support everybody and Anna, and most likely take the role of secretary and make Lena. Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. So, hi guys. Tatiana kindly asked me to replace her in the role of president. I think it will be a very interesting next stage for me because, as you all know, I'm always participating in all contests, and I think I already got to a point in training something new, and where I can put on all my efforts and my passion. And I think this role will be an interesting step for me. I mean, we all know how the meetings work. We know the team who is coordinated. I know how things go, so I think we can make things as good as they are so far, and maybe think about what else can we do to make things better. So thank you.
Yeah, so and it's going to run the club online.
Oh wait,
Right?
yeah,
Because,
it's a sad story. I was planning to leave actually tomorrow to Peru for Christmas, but no, I won't. Because destiny doesn't allow me to. So I will wait until January. So probably middle of the end of January, I will be going to Peru for a month. So, but before that, I'll be here, all yours. And during the time I will be in Peru, which I hope I will be, I will be online, and then I will.
So the first month of your presidency will be.
Yeah, more or less, like this.
Support.
Yeah, thanks.
So our next meeting is on January 18th. Mark your calendar.
I'm going to leave on the 19th. So that's good.
Oh. last minute meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's announce table topic winner together. It's Alex.
Okay. Okay, the table topic winner for today is
Alexandra Martinyuk.
No way. How come? It's so silly of me. Look, I'm red with shame. Oi. Hooray. Thank you. I accept.
And for those, if you wish to donate
Merry Christmas.
to the club prosperity, please use the form on the agenda. We don't have that box for today, but hopefully next meeting, or you can use that box if you have cash on you. And what about Christmas party? Do we know the date of Christmas party? 21st of January. 21st of January. Is it Saturday?
no, it's Friday. Yeah, so I'm not sure now.
In the month.
Yes, exactly.
It is Saturday.
It is Saturday.
Oh yes.
So mark your calendar a month from today, and it is going to be Interclub Toastmasters party.
Yeah.
Can I make an announcement?
I'd
I'd like to make a quick announcement.
Yes.
I tried to inspire people in a way to put money in the cookie jar, but I've got a better idea. you get a guest and convince them to become a member, and I pay Toastmasters International direct, but they put their fees into the cookie jar. So if you can turn a guest into a member, it's going to be my way to get money to the cookie jar in spite of these illegal sanctions. So if you would kindly get a new member, that's my challenge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mas. So what we need, guys, a new member. Yeah.
Solution to our problems.
Yeah. So I think the meeting is over.
Thank you. So are we going to do after party, after meeting, after party?
Does anybody want to go to after party?
Anyone? Yes? Yeah? Sorry. Not today. So. In? Okay. So if everybody is in, then let us know so we can go after. Let's have a picture together.
Yes, of course.
Let's take it. I know.
Roman, come over.
Let's wait for police right now.
Oh,
Here is party.
I'll leave them.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everyone.
Goodbye.
Nice to meet you,
Merry
Alexandra.
Christmas. Bye.
Bye,
Please enjoy the
Tatiana.
holidays.
You too.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye. See you next year.
See you next year.
See you. See you.
Bye.
I